Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the Seldom Seen series, discussing April Fool's Day, the remake. Up to this point in the Seldom Seen series, Jason and I have covered Seldom Seen sequels. We knew right away when we started this series, though, that this April Fool's Day remake would be the perfect movie to discuss for this month. I know for a long time I had no idea this even existed. I didn't know there was an April Fool's Day remake. Then, one day, I found this DVD at the thrift store and thought, that's interesting. Turns out Jason had it as well, and he had already watched it. Last year around this time, he and I gave a positive spin to April Fools, which isn't an April Fool's Day remake, but it's sort of a reimagining. And years back, I reviewed the original during the Slashback Challenge. It's a classic slasher I try to watch every year around this time. Released in 2008, April Fool's Day is the remake of the 1986 original of the same name. This one puts a modernized spin on the story, but all the pieces are there. Frank Mancuso Jr., who produced the original film, produced this remake as well. And the score in this film is a variation on the original April Fool's Day theme. This remake opens at a debutante ball, or coming out party, hosted by the elite rich siblings, Blaine and Desiree Cartier. The occasion is in honor of the coming out of their friend Torrance, played by Scout Taylor Compton. And of course, all of their other conceited rich friends are there as well. But the whole celebration is a sham. It's just an excuse to play an April Fool's Day prank on Milan Hastings, an enemy of Desiree. But of course, as you might have imagined, the prank goes wrong, and Milan ends up dead. The story makes national news, but no one is convicted of a crime. It's ruled an accidental death. A year passes, and it's April Fool's Day again. Members of the group who were present during Milan's accident find themselves being targeted. They start receiving threatening messages, and one by one, they are killed off in various ways. Has Milan returned from beyond the grave? Or is someone else executing elites in April Fool's Day? This remake is basically April Fool's Day meets I Know What You Did Last Summer. I guess it could have been called I Know What You Did Last Spring. It's a silly slasher, but a fun one, and definitely entertaining. The female cast is very good looking. I always like seeing Scout Taylor Compton in different horror roles. There are a variety of kills, some gory and gruesome, and I really enjoy the whodunit aspect of it all. This is April Fool's Day for the modern era, and just because you've seen the original, don't think you necessarily know how this one ends. It's absolutely a remake, but that doesn't mean it's exactly the same. It's interesting to me that this one is so unknown, or seldom seen. Like I said, even I didn't know there was an April Fool's Day remake until just a few years ago. As a big fan of the original, I was really anticipating checking out this remake, and it did not disappoint. If you're also a fan of that 80s slasher, or just a fan of slasher films in general, I recommend April Fool's Day. You may not have known this existed, but now you do. So hopefully, you'll watch it too. Also, please be sure to watch Jason's video to hear his thoughts on the April Fool's Day remake. Have you seen it? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. Which seldom seen movie will we cover next in this series? Check back soon to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.